All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, glory, and honor that's due to Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, Shem Racha HaKodash, and double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and blessings to the 144,000 and the hopeful elect. Shalom Barakatham. This is your brother Yara, coming back at you with a lesson in transit. I want to speak on a topic that came to my mind as I was watching some of the brothers' videos. Shalakia. The truth, biblical prophecy, is about to be labeled as hate speech, okay? And we know all of the precepts that go along with it, okay? No, I may be rude in speech, you know, or they make a man an offender for a word, or they hate them that rebuke it at the gate. All of those precepts, you know, those things were written, and there's a theme associated with it because we will be dealing with weak individuals, man. Weak individuals cannot take criticism, okay? They cannot, they cannot be held accountable properly, you know, without them wilding out or feeling some type of way about a matter. And you're dealing with the ultimate crybaby, the ultimate unaccountable individual, all right? When you read Hebrews, I believe it's the 12th chapter, okay, about Esau Edom himself, okay? Esau himself was known as a profane man, okay, who for one morsel of meat sold his birthright, man. Sought it carefully with tears afterwards because he couldn't take any accountability, man. He couldn't do what was required of him, okay? But he still wanted the prize of something that required of him, right? Just like Cain. Cain wanted to be accepted by the Most High, but he refused to give the appropriate sacrifice like his brother Abel did. So instead of him giving the right sacrifice and repenting and saying, I should have did better, he decided to be angry at his brother Abel and slew him, man. That's the kind of individual that we're dealing with, okay? And his power has only grown because the Lord is using Esau as an example of how you don't rule. That's the spirit 111 in front of me. Okay? That's the example of what happens when you don't rule, man. How you are not to rule. Oh wow. And it's a 4411 right here, okay? That's the spirit. You know? So that's what this is. So when the word starts to cut this devil, man, as you can see right now, he's panicking, not even from us, but his own people are panicking. They're like, what are you doing? Okay, with these Palestinians. You like that's unsettling for people because a man willing to do that doesn't bode well for them. Okay, if they're doing it to their own people, as the scriptures say, he who is evil to himself, to whom will he be good? Okay, so when they see, all right, the willingness of the current rulership, willing to sell out their own people, okay, willing to kill a bunch of people, women, kids, and they don't feel no type of way about it. They'll lie about it. They'll pretend to be the victim while that's happening. It's very unsettling for people, okay? And so they have this adverse reaction, and the witchcraft ain't as strong as it once was. They need a higher dose now to achieve the same goal, okay? But the Lord got this set up that way for a reason, man, because he's getting ready to take this place down. Now, when it comes to us, they will make us an offender for a word. They already have enough in their vault to use things and twist things in the news media to make us look bad, to make us look like we're the problem. Remember, every single person in them so-called Middle Eastern countries that they had an issue with, they really didn't have an issue. They found an issue, okay? They didn't have weapons of mass destruction when they went to Iraq, okay? Gaddafi wasn't trying to take out his own people, okay? Bashar al-Assad wasn't waging war against his own people. He was defending from a coup that was being set up. You see, these are all narratives. They all made it up and everybody bought it, man, because it was way over there. But now it's all coming out, okay? So this guy's gonna make something up to make us an offender for a word. Even though they get in and swear on Bibles, they're gonna tell us, okay, that what we're preaching is hate speech. That's why this term came about. This is a small hat creation, okay? They made all of the textbooks, all right? They all of the modern education that you have, the reason these women are going into college, they looking, you know, beautiful and plain and conservative, straight, natural hair, and they come out overweight with armpit hair, showing out blue hair, okay? That's because the academia has been perverted, even for Edomites, okay? You can spend a significant amount of your time learning falsehoods about, you know, men and women and anatomies and biologies, but meanwhile you were supposed to be getting a degree in earth science or some shit, and you come out not knowing nothing, okay? Because it's an indoctrination, all right? And so you got to realize when you're talking to people on the day-to-day, when you're talking to somebody at work, talking to somebody in the supermarket, making small talk, these people don't know, they're not right, man. If they went to college, something is off with them, man. It's cognitive dissonance. We saw a glimpse of that in 2020, man. They will literally just go with whatever's on television, man. That's the covering cast, okay? Okay? So know what you're a part of when you go out there on the highways and byways, man, when you do videos. Everything is recorded, man. But you got to lean on the Heavenly Father. And that's how Yahweh Bashim Yahushua wants it, man. He wants you stripped down with nothing else to rely on except Him, because that's how He's glorified, man. Remember Gideon, when they were going to go take down the Midianites, there were thousands of Israelites that could have went and fought, but the Lord said no. Okay? And why did the Lord say no? He said unless they think it was of themselves, okay, that they got the victory. Meaning the Lord didn't want it to look like a fair fight. The Lord only wanted 300 men when it was said and done. Okay? And He accomplished it, man. So the Lord deals with the small, the lonely. He deals with us when we're at our weakest point. That's when the Lord gets the most glory. Okay? So let go of these things, man. I'm already making up in my mind. I got to let go of my job, you know. I already making up in my mind that, you know, people that said they was cool with me, you know, they ain't really cool with me like that. Okay? They say that they are, but, you know, if they see me lumped up in a group of people that are being labeled a certain thing, they're gonna back off, man. Because these people, they're not soldiers, number one. They're damn sure not a soldier of the Most High. Okay? I pray the Lord already has it in my spirit. My life is forfeit, man. I meditate on these things, but hey, you gotta pray the Spirit of the Lord is on you, man. When the time comes, you are ready to punch that ticket. Okay? Yahweh Shai did it. You know, that's the least that I can do. So, you know, understand these things, man. You know, it just kind of hit my spirit pretty hot that they're gonna do some shit, man. You know, why are they buying TikTok? Okay, because they know they've already lost the information war. They already know that they're wrong. So what do you do when you know you're wrong? Okay, you resort to violence, man. Okay, it's no different than you know, when a person is losing an argument, okay, the first thing a person does when they're losing the argument, and their argument, they realize their argument is flawed, they'll resort to name calling, okay? That's what they'll do. We call it an ad hominem, okay? And if the ad hominems don't work, it'll escalate even further and things will get violent, man, okay? And so what we're at the point right now, they're labeling people ad hominem. They're putting you in categories. Like the scriptures say, the accuser of our brother is cast down. They're putting us in categories, right? We're in the category stage, man. Okay? Where they'll label you this and they'll label you that to try to take you down a peg because they don't have a moral argument. They don't have a reason for why they're doing everything. They don't have a reason to be able to print trillions of dollars and you still got millions of homeless people. They don't really have a good reason for this. They don't have a good reason for starting war everywhere and occupying everybody, okay? So what they're going to do is they're going to categorize you, man. And ultimately, the bowing to the image of the beast is going to be mandatory. Just like the scripture said it would be, okay? Because make no mistake, that is what this is. You got to bow to their image, to their way. You got to think America is great no matter what their history is, okay? You got to forget about certain histories. That's what Trump is doing right now, man. Rewriting things, taking things out of the museums. You know? And hell, the museums are already a butchered version of history. You know? Where they took a lot of things out and, you know, made us seem like we are, you know, just some monkeys they got out of a jungle somewhere. All right? But that ain't even enough, man. When it's said and done, they want to look pristine, and it's by design. That's for a reason. Okay, that's because they need to look good, because that's how much wickedness they're doing, man. Okay. The biggest tool of a crazy psychopathic serial killer is his ability to look normal, okay, in front of everybody else. That's his biggest tool. If he has that, that gives him cover to do the thing that really gets him a hard on, okay? Okay? That's what Esau Edom is doing, man. All right? And you got to realize that, man. Your family, your way of life, these are all that's all just collateral damage. It's really all small, man. You got to think about what we're promised to get in the kingdom, okay? We can't even really wrap our minds around it. It's going to be so great. So we just got to suffer these things, man, okay? And gird up now. Okay, fortify your mind, man. Like it says in 2 Ezra 14, okay, and 28. You know, it says, put now off the weak nature. Okay, let go of the mortal thoughts, because these people are all mortal. They're all gonna die. Okay, and if you really have any leaven in your spirit and have any issues with that, hey, that could be the thing that gets you up out of here, man. Okay. You know, doubting at the wrong minute, that'll be your ass. I was watching the show Snowfall. I finally got around to start watching it. I'm in the first season. One thing he said in that season, his first time, he never pulled the trigger on somebody before, man. And his uncle was telling him, man, he said, listen, I give you this, man. You got to really have it in you. He said, you can't pull it out and then not use it. Okay, you got to be ready to use it. Okay, you say hesitating is going to get you killed, because your enemy, he is going to use it. If he sees you pull it out, okay, because he pulls his out because he saw you pull his out, but you really ain't willing to use it. He's gonna put you in the spirit world, man. You know, and we're not going to be carnal men and go down that path. The Lord will fight for us, but the point is that you gotta be really about what you say you're about, man. Okay? And the Lord requires, you know, our life, really. Okay? Because we've sinned in multiple lifetimes, man. Okay? So if the Lord is giving us a way out, okay, he's offering to cover our tab through his only begotten son, Yahushua. All right? Well, we got to do whatever it takes, man. Okay? You know, you go to a party and the party's a mess. You got there for free. All the food was free. Least you can do is help clean up, man. You know, that's how small our lives are in the grand scheme of things, man. Because we're all a part of this bigger thing anyway. That's really all I wanted to say. You know, the famine of the word is coming, and I foresee us being off the corners fairly certain, or unable to preach fairly certain, man, because. Hey, look at this niggas doing, okay? We see it. So I'll end it there, man. Lord willing, this is edifying. Call for Yahweh Bashimi Awashai. Shemra Chakodah Shalom. Kwam Yasharel.